The big question is, can you make money with an email newsletter? Yeah, you can. Email newsletters are one of my favorite business models, especially because they're so easy to do and so easy to start for a newer marketer. Sometimes it can be a one-person team and they could be making tons of money. Like the guy I'm about to show you, he hit $100,000 a month with his newsletter, all as a one-man show. Check this out. So here he is, Alex Garcia, big milestone for Marketing Examined. We crossed $100,000 in ad revenue in February. Briefly celebrating, but not happy until we do $2 million a year in annual recurring revenue. Now think about that, $2 million a year as a one-man band. Now, he's not the only one. There are a lot of people building super profitable newsletter businesses, and they're all doing it in a variety of ways. There isn't even a one-size-fits-all approach. There are so many ways to actually do email newsletters as a business model or as a money-making strategy that sometimes it's hard to know what strategy to pick and where to get started. In fact, there are dozens of different ways to make money with a newsletter, and they're not all made equally. Now, I've narrowed them down to the top 7 ways to monetize your newsletter, and in this video, I'm going to share them all with you. In fact, one of these methods, just a single one, resulted in a $75 million payday for the guys who founded that newsletter. So stick around and I'll show you exactly how they pulled it off. Let's dive in. Method number 1, those are called upscribes. Now, an upscribe is when somebody subscribes to your newsletter and then you actually recommend somebody else's newsletter. The minute someone subscribes to your email newsletter, you can basically show them ads and say, hey, while you're here, I think you might like these other people's newsletters too. And then with a couple of clicks, they can join not just your newsletter, but other newsletters as well. And this is an incredibly profitable thing to do. So you get paid every time you do that. So I've seen people do this where they can actually end up getting free subscribers. They can cover the cost or even more than cover the cost of what it costs to get a new subscriber by doing an upscribe and sharing that subscriber with another newsletter provider. So you can make $1, $2, $3. I've even seen as much as $5 per subscriber that you can make every time you refer someone to another newsletter. Now, especially if you're making $2, $3, $4 a subscriber, you can drive traffic and spend money on ads, and you can actually be profitable with that initial click. So if you're spending $2 a subscriber, but you're making $3, well, heck, you're getting paid to build your own email list. Make sense? Now, I love using Beehive's Boost feature to do this for me. If you're not using Beehive, you can also use a service called Sparkloop. And both of these are tools that I have used and which I recommend. I'll put links in the video description down below to links to both of those services. There'll be affiliate links, so the channel will get a small commission if you end up signing up over there. Now, this feature might be especially useful for beginners. Someone who's just starting a newsletter, you're on a shoestring budget, you don't have a lot of money to dump into ads while you're figuring it out. Well, you can start out using upscribes to help keep your costs low. That way you know that if you're spending a little money to get a subscriber, at least you're getting paid something right out of the gate. And that helps keep your subscriber acquisition cost as low as possible at the beginning. Method number 2, and that is affiliate marketing. Now, you've probably heard of affiliate marketing, and that's when you promote someone else's offer and you get paid a commission if someone buys or signs up for that product. I'm a huge fan of doing this, especially if you're a beginner. This is the second most friendly method for a beginner is to find some good affiliate programs related to the topic of your newsletter and simply promote them in the newsletter. Promoting affiliate offers to my newsletter list has generated millions and millions of dollars in commissions for me and in my various companies. But because you're a beginner, you don't have to make millions of dollars. Just your first few affiliate campaigns can kind of more than cover the cost to get customers. So if you're not able to at least break even or profit off of upscribes, certainly by the time you send a few affiliate offers to that list, you can bust into profitability. And the other beautiful thing here is as a beginner, if you don't have your own product or service to sell, this is a great way to at least get started making money. You can later graduate to having your own product or service but getting started as an affiliate lets you grow your list profitably at the beginning while you build expertise. You learn more about the market, you learn more about what your subscribers want, and then eventually you can launch an offer of your own. Now you can find affiliate deals to promote on marketplaces like ClickBank, for example. ClickBank is one of my favorite places to go these days, but there are many different affiliate networks that have offers that you can promote. And if you want a list, I have a list of 12 of those marketplaces to be able to find affiliate deals to promote. And check out the link in the description below. Join our newsletter, and we'll give you that. We'll give you all 12 of the networks that you can go to find offers that are friendly to promote to your email newsletter. That'll be a free gift if you join my free newsletter, link in the description below. Now, that moves us on to method number 3, and that is sponsorships. And everybody is seeking sponsorships. This is the latest thing. They're clamoring to get sponsorships of your newsletter. And once your newsletter audience becomes large enough, and you might be surprised, you don't need hundreds of thousands of subscribers to do this. You can get started with just a few thousand and start getting newsletter sponsors. This is where you charge brands for kind of like an ad spot inside your email newsletter. So you might have the content that you're sharing with your newsletter subscribers and then plug right in the middle of it. It's just a big ad for your sponsor. Now, the larger and the more engaged your audience is, the more you can charge for your sponsorship slots. Now, if you use Beehive, they actually have a built-in ad sponsorship marketplace that makes it really, really easy. In fact, we get offers here at our newsletter to sponsor it almost daily. We're getting new offers for people who want to sponsor that newsletter. And so all I need to do is look at the product or service that they want to sponsor. And if I think it's a good product or service, I click a couple buttons and then boom, they become a sponsor of my newsletter. And Beehive actually handles the whole transaction and pays us for that sponsorship. The amounts vary a lot in terms of what the sponsorship fees might be. This depends on what your niche is, of course, how big your list is, how engaged your audience is. But to get an idea of how much you can make, there's a website called Passion Fruit. But this website helps creators arrange sponsorships with brands. The cool thing about this website is that you can use it to spy on other newsletters. You can actually dive in and find out how much they're charging for ad placements to get in front of their audience. So for an example, let's see how much the newsletter AI Tools report. So we're going to go here. I looked this one up. This is AI Tools report, and they give a little bit of information about their newsletter. And if we scroll down, we'll see how much they charge. So they show examples of what their sponsorships look like. And you can see here their pricing. Main sponsorship is $4,000. So they get paid. This is just, now imagine this. They have multiple spots in their newsletters. So they're selling multiple. See here, they have a main sponsorship, a trending tools section, a sponsorship in the middle. And so in one email, here's 2,000, 2,500 and 4,000. So what is that? That is $4,500, $8,500 that they're getting in sponsorship deals for a single email send to their subscribers. So all they got to do is accept the sponsorship and hit send. Now let's take a look at a different one. This is a smaller newsletter. This is called Every. So this is a tech newsletter about technology, productivity, and AI. So we'll scroll down here and you can see this is not quite as large as the other one, but you can see here, they got $1,000 for a sponsorship, $800 for a Sunday Digest sponsorship. So there's an example of this. You can also buy a 4-pack to get 4 ad sponsorships for $3,200. If you go over here to passionfruit.me, you could do your own research and look and see what other newsletters are charging, and you get some idea of how well you could monetize your newsletter. That brings us to method number 4, and that is what's called a premium newsletter. And this is where you charge a monthly fee for access to a higher quality version of your newsletter. And this could be something where it's additional information, additional access, maybe some reports or other stuff that you can give that has value, and then you actually charge for it. So when someone joins your free newsletter, you get them to upsell and pay you a little bit. Now, the beauty here is you don't have to charge a lot of money. It can be very, very cheap, and you can make a premium newsletter work really, really well. The way most newsletters launch their premium tier is they wait. They start up their free newsletter, they grow it up to get their free newsletter to a decent size, and then they upgrade and add a premium tier. And we're doing that very thing right now. We're about to offer a premium paid version of our newsletter, but we're waiting for our list to get to a specific size, and then we're going to be doing some surveys and doing some other things to learn what the list wants, and then we begin to offer a premium upgraded version of that newsletter. Now, for example, let's say you could grow a free newsletter up to 5, we'll say 10,000 subscribers. And while it grows to that number, you could still be building the material for that paid newsletter. You could be taking surveys and asking information. You could be looking and seeing what topics people click on the most. And you begin to learn more about what your newsletter subscribers really want. And then when you get to that mark, so let's say you get to 10,000 subscribers, now you launch an email newsletter using what you've learned. So you now know what they need and want. You offer that to them. And then let's just say you convert 1% of those free subscribers, right? So if you built it up to 10,000 free subs, you launch your paid newsletter, just 1%, you'll get 100 paying members. So let's say you're charging $20 a month. You now have a $2,000 a month money stream that you didn't have before. So on top of sponsorships, on top of upscribes, on top of affiliate offers, now every single month you have $2,000 extra coming in the door for your premium newsletter. Let's take a look at an example of how to monetize like this. So here is a newsletter called trends.vc. And once you have subscribed to their free newsletter, you can come on over here and you can join their pro version. And they're charging an annual fee of $2.99 a year. So that's not the only pricing model. Often what I see is people charging a low cost monthly fee. And sometimes you can pay to do annual. So depending upon the platform you're using, you might be able to offer like, hey, you can get this for $50 a month, or if you pay annually, you can get it for $2.99 a year. Might be an example, all right? But they're a great example of, it's a really good sales letter. This is like the upgrade upsell page. Once you've been a free subscriber, this is where you can see lots, and they have a lot of testimonials, which another thing I'm noticing there that I want to share. There was a lot of testimonials. So I'm sure before they launched their free newsletter, they got feedback and got testimonials from their free subscribers, and they're going to help use those as examples of why you should upgrade. Now that's a business newsletter, and they have a free tier with a paid tier that comes with premium reports, a little bit of extra training and examples like that. So on their site, they say they have over 1,000 users right now. So they're paying either $24 a month or $2.99 annually, okay? So that means, if you do the math, they're making $24,000 a month, absolute minimum, with that premium newsletter. Now, the main benefit of having a paid premium newsletter is that you get evergreen recurring revenue streams that come in like clockwork month after month. Now, on to number 5, and that is sell a course. Of course, you know, I love this method. That's exactly what our flagship software product, PushButton AI, does for you. It will actually build you a course that you can sell to your email newsletter. So, of course, I love this method. Now, if you've got an audience, let's say you've got that 10,000 email subscribers, well, chances are at least a dozen of them would be willing to spend a lot of money to go through a course of yours. Think about this. Email newsletter subscribers are hearing from you regularly. You're giving them great content, and if they're still subscribed to your newsletter, they're probably getting value from it. So they're going to be really excited about paying an even higher ticket price for information from you. So now, unlike the premium paid memberships, those are like inexpensive, right? Instead, we can do a high ticket course and offer that to our newsletter subscribers. So you can continue to do the same thing. You get your newsletter subscribers, you learn more about them, you assemble a comprehensive, valuable course that helps solve their problems, helps them achieve their goals. You offer that at a higher ticket price. And now you sell that to your email newsletter subscribers. So let's take Matt McGarry. He has a newsletter about newsletters. Let's take a look at what he did. And earlier this year, he launched a course about newsletters to his list, and he made over $100,000 just from that one-time launch. And his list wasn't very big, only 13,000 subscribers at the time. Now that course was priced at $9.99, which means he only had to convert about 100 customers to be able to hit that. So just 100 out of his 13,000 subscribers. That's actually less than 1%. 0.7% of his free subscribers upgraded and bought that high ticket product and paid him very well. On to number 6. Here we go. Newsletters are an awesome acquisition channel for a business. If you have an existing business, adding a free or small paid newsletter to your existing business is an amazing way to generate leads, warm up those leads, and get them excited about buying services and products from you. For example, let's say you're a small business lawyer. You could spin up a newsletter about small business law in your specialty. I've seen many lawyers do this, for example. Maybe if you're an intellectual property specialist, you can make a newsletter about that. Maybe if you're a tax attorney specialist, you can have a newsletter about that. And you'll then get free subscribers. You can monetize that newsletter in all the ways we've talked about, but now you could actually sell them your services. Or let's take, if you're an expert in Facebook ads, you could make a newsletter that's all about Facebook ads and then sell your products or services. Let's say you are an ad agency. You could sell your advertising agency services to that newsletter. I personally think that all businesses should have a newsletter and they should be communicating with their customers through email. Problem is, most customers don't want to be sold all the time, right? So a newsletter is perfect because it's always giving value. You're always sending value by email to those newsletter subscribers, and it puts you in front of your customers, your potential clients. So that way, next time they need your product or service, they're going to be thinking of you. So with a newsletter, you're warming up the customers, you're building relationships with them, you're occupying the primary space in their mind, right? So that when they think of the product or service that you sell, you're going to be the go-to expert. This is way different than just spamming them with, buy now, buy now, buy now. Instead, you're giving them valuable content at least once a week. And then when you do have an offer, they're going to be able to buy the products and services that you sell. Rounding into our final method, number 7, and that is you can sell the newsletter. So the newsletter itself is a huge profit center. When you just build it up, you get it monetized. And once you have some predictable revenue coming in, there are marketplaces that you just flip it and sell it for hundreds of thousands or millions, or in some cases, tens of millions of dollars. And this is my favorite way to make big money with a newsletter. It's to sell it. That's right. This might be a little counterintuitive that you work to build up a profit center. You're getting paid monthly. You have this new profitable newsletter. Why would you sell it? You want to sell this because you can get a multiple for that business. Meaning, let's say that you have a newsletter that's making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. But you can turn around and sell it for 36 times to as much as 100 times what your monthly income is. So this means a big payday. Basically, it means a really big payday at the end. So you just sell your entire newsletter business to another company. And it might sound crazy, but this is actually happening all the time. There's an entire marketplace that exists just for flipping and selling and buying email newsletters. And there are people making a lot of money doing this. Now, for example, in 2021, the business newsletter Morning Brew was acquired by the company Business Insider, the business news and content business. They bought Morning Brew for $75 million. Now, they're an exceptional example, obviously, right? They walked away with a $75 million payday, but it goes to show how valuable a newsletter brand can be. So in fact, we made an entire video about this. We actually show you step by step how to build a newsletter from scratch, grow it up, and then sell it for a big profit. So if you'd like to see that, we'll put a link in the description down below. It goes step by step, how to start, build, grow, and then flip that business for a huge payday. Now, if you liked the content that I've been delivering today, then please do me a favor and give me a like. You'll see down below a link there. Give it a like. That actually tells the YouTube algorithm that this was useful content. That way they share it with others and it helps the channel grow. Speaking of the channel, if you want more content like this on how to build, grow, and make money using digital marketing and AI and modern entrepreneurship, then subscribe to the channel and you'll see again, that is the red button down below. Make sure you hit the bell icon and tell YouTube that you want all the notifications. YouTube is famous for you subscribe to a channel and then they never notify you when new stuff comes out. So you got to hit the bell icon and let them know you want all notifications. And then you'll be part of our community. So we have a community of entrepreneurs that are building, growing, and having successful businesses. That's what the channel's all about. And on that note, we'll see you next time. Bye for now. So for those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top. Everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video. And the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, and hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business.